You are listening to Comic Reflections, episode 237. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm the billion-year-old Lovecraftian demon, Jeff Barnhart.
Okay. Comic Reflections is brought to you by The Outhouse. You can find our show and other nifty content at theouthousers.com. And if you enjoy this program, please subscribe, rate, and review us on either iTunes or Stitcher. Today, we're going to talk some more about some Silver Age Justice League of America, starting with Justice League of America number 10, cover dated March of 1962, cover art penciled and inked by Murphy Anderson. And this is a cool cover.
Yeah, it has Felix Faust with his fantastic fingers, and each on the tip of his fingers are superheroes of JLA and Snapper Car. But, it's pretty cool.
Yes. So the story in this issue is called The Fantastic Fingers of Felix Faust, written by Gardner Fox, penciled by Mike Sikowski, and inked by Bernard Sachs. I like the splash panel.
Yeah. Everyone looking very serious.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we get to...
go
ahead.
Aren't we going to do the roll call?
Yes. Okay. Flash, Superman, John Jones, Green Lantern, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Arrow, and Snapper Car.
Your favorite.
All right. Give me a book to read.
The Justice League Companion from Tomorrow's Publications.
They made an important point. And the thing is, all the superheroes are interchangeable. The dialogue, you could have them, any one of them could say that, and it doesn't matter. Certain exceptions, but for the most part. Snapper Car is the only one who has a personality. He is horrible, though. And everyone hated him, the fans, the writers and drawers.
But it was an editorial mandate, you're going to have this character.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's...
He is as bad as Scrappy-Doo, but he doesn't make it unreadable.
Okay.
Scrappy-Doo makes him unwatchable.
Yeah. In hindsight, I will agree. When I was a kid, I liked Scrappy-Doo.
Did you?
But as an adult, because I'm a kid, I don't have any taste. But as an adult, I'm like, ugh, Scrappy-Doo, no.
Yeah.
Good work, Uncle Scooby! No!
Happy Power!
Oh, don't remind me.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this series, the Justice League, is, the concept is really cool. And it's great to have all your favorite superheroes together.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's not a good book. Sometimes these stories are good, but a lot of times they're just drag.
Yeah, God, they're complicated. I am not going to describe. Later on in this episode, they switch places. I could not keep up.
It was hard to keep track of for me, too.
Yeah. Although, we're binge reading them. And if I was a young kid in 1962...
And you were reading it one issue at a time, and it was once a month, or every 60 days, you'd read that comic several times.
Right.
And then it all makes sense, and it's more gooder that way.
Mm-hmm. But,
But since you and I read, 7 or 8 issues of comics every week to split up between 2 shows, we don't have time for all that crap.
Yeah. Plus, we're adults. We have to work. We have, we have other stuff going on, too.
Right.
So,
damn it.
Indeed. This is a weird one. All right. 3 billion-year-old demons named, God.
Want me to name them? Because you see,
yes.
I have...
Agazar, Wrath, and Ghast.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce them correctly?
Yes, you did. Good job.
That's
Jeff gets a gold star. You can point to me, say the demons, and you can point to me and I'll say the names.
All right. But you got to do it in a demonic voice and laugh maniacally afterwards.
I don't know if I can do all that.
Okay. Felix Faust, who is a descendant of Dr. Faustus, wants to bring demons and help him out. Apparently, he didn't read the last of the book, Dr. Faustus, by Goethe, and all that, and it doesn't come out very nice. So, but he doesn't learn from his predecessors.
Well, and everybody, especially supervillains, will think, "Oh, it won't happen to me.
Yeah,
I'll be smarter than them."
Right.
So, but I like Felix Faust. He's a classic Justice League villain, and this is his introduction.
Yeah.
And this is a classic story.
Yeah, the demons are cool looking.
They are. They're creepy looking.
Yep.
You know they're pink, right?
I did not know this.
We're reading a black and white volume, but yeah, they're pink.
I did not know this. Huh.
Does that change your perspective of them?
I'm just surprised. No. I thought they'd be different colors, to tell you the truth.
Nope. All three of them are pink, although one has like hash-marked kind of skin, and one has kind of like mottled, like measly looking, and another one has a mohawk. I have already forgotten which one is which.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. They have the same powers, I think.
Yeah. So Felix Faust wants them to help him take over the world or whatever, or become immortal.
They had taken over the world before, and then they were
imprisoned.
Yeah.
So he sort of freed them.
By the Timeless Ones, which is from Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft.
Right. And that's mentioned in the story, H.P. Lovecraft, which is a very early reference to him in comics.
Yeah, and H.P. Lovecraft is super important, and he's one of the unknown horror masters. But anybody who writes horror, Stephen King, whatever, they say he's great. I mean,
and if, let's say, for instance, if you love Edgar Allan Poe, and most people do, if you like him, Lovecraft is the next guy. Poe wrote very human horror stories. Lovecraft wrote this otherworldly stuff and created this dark mythology. But as far as literary style, they're very similar. Yeah. So if you enjoy one, you would like the other.
It's not like scary, but it's like a sense of impending doom.
Yeah, this dread.
Yeah. They're really well done. I think the early part of the 20th century is a lot of good reading.
Yeah, I mean, he and Robert E. Howard, these were guys were the best of the pulp writers.
Yeah.
Otto Binder and different guys like that. Edmund Hamilton. The latter two obviously wrote a lot of Silver Age Superman stuff. But interesting to note, and we'll get off H.P. Lovecraft in just a sec here and onto our story, but he was kind of a recluse.
Yes.
But Julius Schwartz is one of the few people who actually met Lovecraft. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Because Julie was one of the founders of science fiction fandom. He and is one of the guys that started one of the first fanzines.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Jerry Siegel started the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Lovecraft invented Cthulhu.
Yes.
You've seen that? That's from Lovecraft. Flying Spaghetti Monster, I think, is a takeoff on Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And there's it's everywhere. It's in World of Warcraft. There's a whole raid based on Cthulhu.
Lovecraftian horror has definitely seeped into the greater consciousness of pop culture, which is great.
But it's still unknown. I had to explain to my wife about it.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of cool. So anyway, the demons, I know we got on a rabbit trail there, but they tell Felix Faust that he needs to retrieve the bell, the wheel, and the jar, which are these magic objects, so that he can free them and then give him the immortality, I think, that he wants.
And so he reads up on them, and let's see, he figures out that he needs JLA to help. And
because a regular guy, I guess, can't get them. They're
guarded.
They're guarded, and magic and stuff is around that keeps you from just taking them. So he hatches a plan.
So this is where the fingers come in. JLA, their faces appears on his fingers, and he touches them to a substance. And if they touch the substance, they are transported to Felix Faust.
Now, there are different things that he uses as a talisman for each member of the Justice League, like a bat wing or a seashell or something like that. And so it's sort of symbolic of each hero. And when they come in contact with one of those things, then they will be under his spell, and he can use them.
Yeah. Wonder Woman has pomegranates, and she touches a grenade. The word grenade comes from pomegranate.
That's kind of a stretch.
Yeah, it is, but it's DC.
Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised.
They do that all the time. Yeah, okay. God, it's complicated.
And here's what gets more complicated. They introduce another villain
Which
Besides,
is cool as hell, and they could have been. I'd like to read the Lord of Time War.
Yeah.
And that would have been a fine issue, because this time...
Because time travel is a fun thing to play with.
And he has these armies from all times. You know, and from Mongols to science fiction people coming in and invading Earth. And he has this navy with Viking ships and super modern battleships from the future.
This is all crap that you love seeing in a comic book.
Yeah.
So this is great. The Lord of Time, he's a villain from the future. Surprise! And he's got a time machine. So, of course, he calls himself the Lord of Time. And, gosh, I remember when he showed up in The Crisis. He had some interesting interactions with Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of do. Wasn't he? Yeah.
He didn't have a major part, but he was memorable.
Right. And, yeah. I bet they got stole Doctor Who from this.
All this does predate Doctor Who, but...
No, I don't think it does.
No, this is 1962, and Doctor Who debuted the day after President Kennedy died in 1963.
Really? Okay, so it wasn't... Yeah, it's not too much later. It's probably too soon. It's probably just a coinkydink. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would love to see more of that.
I mean, 1960, even, time travel is a well-used and well-known trope of science fiction.
So that's,
the Time Lord thing? Yeah. Well, the word Time Lord didn't get used for, I think, several years on Doctor Who, even.
Oh, okay.
So, throw that right out the window.
Yeah. All right, so they're fighting these armies, which is really cool. And they keep hitting some substance that sends them back to Felix Faust.
Yeah. Which, does the Time Lord win? Or the Lord of Time win?
I guess so.
Yeah. So after they deal with Felix Faust and do the thing for him, they got to go back and retake the Earth from the Lord of Time. Which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot of plot going on here.
I know. Actually, too much, I think.
Way too much.
Yeah. But,
for one issue, I mean, this is a two-parter, but 2 issues of comics that could have been, in today's comic world, would easily be 4.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Yeah. So, all of JLA is sent to Felix Faust.
Yeah.
And they're going to go after, oh God, what's the names of them?
The bell, the wheel, and the jar?
Yeah, the red jar of Kalathos, the red bell of Uthal. Uthul?
You can say
and the silver wheel of Nyarlath. Okay, it'll be the last time I say those. So, they're split up, of course. And they're sent to find each one. So, Soups, Wonder Woman, and Green Arrow go for the red jar. And they're attacked, or is defended by these music-playing gnomes? Or what in the world are they?
Something.
Yeah. So, Green Arrow gets his butt kicked. And
no, to the surprise of no one.
Right. Oh, Wonder Woman gets her butt kicked. But Green Arrow does a tricky thing. Everything he does goes backwards.
Yeah.
Because of the music playing. So he shoots a backwards firing arrow, and it goes back and hits the gnome, or the ghoul, or whatever the devil he is.
The magic being that's guarding the object.
Yeah, the guardians they're called. Looks like here. Yeah. So then he plays some music. I don't know. They play music to stop Wonder Woman, and Green Arrow plays some other music and knocks them out. So they finally get the red jar. So the next people, Batman, Martian Manhunter, and the Flash go after the Bell, which they are attacked by. They're real hidden in a mountain or something like that. So they go down, and Flash is attacked by a water demon, but he uses his arm so fast that it blows him away. The Martian Manhunter is, of course, attacked by a fire creature. And Batman's fighting this air guy, and I don't understand what happened there. But the Flash blows the water creature against the fire creature, canceling them both out.
Yeah.
Batman puts a stick on a string, and he circles, and he knocks the air creature the opposite way or something like that. And I don't get it. But and the creature goes up into the air, so they get the bell.
Yay! Long story short.
Yeah. All right. So, Aquaman, Green Lantern, and the horrible Snapper car go underwater for the wheel. There's a yellow lightning spirit, so they're all screwed.
Oh, man.
Aquaman, cleverly, I think, in this case, sends an electric eel against the electric monster, and they kind of cancel each other out and they're fighting. And
I think Aquaman's great in this issue, actually.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So they're fighting. Aquaman takes the wheel. The creature sees him and knocks down a bunch of rocks on top of him. Green Lantern comes with his big green hand and stops the avalanche. Snapper car goes, wish we could just get rid of this spirit creature. Thanks, Snapper. That gives me an idea. He pounds a huge wedge.
Who does?
Green Lantern.
Okay.
Into the ocean. The ground splits up. The water sucks in the creature, and they take out the wedge, and it closes up on the creature, and he's gone.
Well, that's a pretty good plan.
Actually, not bad. So they have the wheel. So Felix Faust has got everything, and he's crowing in triumph, and suddenly he gets his butt kicked by a flying fish.
Go Aquaman!
Yeah. And that's it. But Felix Faust is taken away to prison, whatever, but he says, in 100 years, those demons will come back.
Yeah, because now the wheels have been set in motion for them to be freed. So Felix Faust is defeated, but this continues in the next issue.
Yeah, man.
Because we got to have the Lord of Time, who has not been dealt with either. And also Abnegazer, Wrath, and Ghast. So let's talk about this. Justice League of America number 11. Cover dated May of 1962. Cover art penciled by Mike Sekowsky and inked by Murphy Anderson. Pretty cool cover with, I think that's Wrath. Oh, no, that's Ghast. Excuse me.
Doesn't matter.
No, but anyway. And he's magicking the members of the Justice League into bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird.
Yeah. He turns them into...
like powder.
Or a cloud.
Yeah. Which is strange. But the story in this issue is called 1 Hour to Doomsday. Yeah. Written by Gardner Fox. Penciled by Mike Sekowsky. And inked by Bernard Sachs.
Yeah, the thing about these creatures, they're goofy, but they're in... I don't know. I don't want to meet them in a dark alley. But they're more goofy than evil or scary.
It's strange. But yeah. Cool splash panel. I like that. With the close-up, we get to see all three of the demons, and they're magicking the Leaguers into clearly labeled bottles with each of their names on them, which I like. Hit the roll call, if you would.
Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Snapper Car, Batman, Green Arrow, John Jones, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Everybody's here.
Yay! So what's going on? Superman, Batman, John Jones, and the Flash are headed somewhere. They're all going somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to fight...
the Lord of Time.
Right.
Because now they're free. They got of Felix Faust. They got to go beat him.
Yeah, I think they beat the armies and navies last time.
Yeah.
And now the Lord of Time is hung up in a citadel.
Now, before you get onto the story, I really like these panels that show the League heading into action together.
Oh, especially when they're facing us, they're coming straight at the viewer.
Yeah, we see Batman in the bat plane and the Flash running, and Superman and John Jones flying. Oh, and Green Arrow in the aeroplane.
Yeah.
Or Aerojet or whatever, and Wonder Woman in the Invisible Chain. But there's also a panel...
I think the Wonder Woman is she in the picture? I don't see her.
I meant in this panel.
Oh, in that panel, okay.
But anyway, there's a great panel of them all kind of running and flying into action in a profile view, and I like that.
Yeah, it is very nicely done. And that's the problem with this, that the artist has to deal with, is all these characters. And putting them in so that you can follow the story. And especially these stories are convoluted as hell. Yeah.
Now, Mike Sekowsky is nobody's favorite artist. Certainly not one of mine. But he deserves quite a bit of credit for doing all these costume characters, getting them all into one panel frequently, or many of them, and doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
It's not everyone can do that.
Right.
Although it's practically expected nowadays in comics, but that wasn't the norm at this time.
Right. And yeah, he does a good job of it. Okay, so Lord of Time goes forward in the time and escapes. So they got to figure out where has he gone in time, because there's millions of years.
Right.
Both forward and backwards. Superman, remember seeing he has a wristwatch.
Yeah.
And he says 3786. So that must be the year he's going to. So I guess it's AD. So Superman takes them all to the future, and that's where they are. Let's see. He sees it on May 3rd. So
okay.
Yay! And it's a Monday too. I wonder if that's correct. I didn't look that up. That'd be interesting.
Oh, right. I didn't look it up either.
We have black and white here. I would love to see what it looks like in color. The Time Lord's weapon shoots a burst of utter blackness. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they beat the crap out of Time Lord. Yay! And then they go back. Hey, let's go back to 1962 because we need to give some gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Jeff because he's born then.
Oh, you're weird.
Yeah.
Let's just go on.
All right. But they can't because they're stopped 100 years out by the three demons.
Oh yeah, Abnegazar, Wrath, and Ghast.
Okay. All right. They come up and after their 100 years, and they don't like humans and the moon upset their aesthetic sensibilities. So and so, I mean, to be alone on a planet, there's no people there. It's sort of, I'm not a people person, but they do make life interesting.
Yeah, but I guess not to a demon.
Yeah. So,
although, what are they gonna do? Don't you think they'd want to, I don't know, torture people forever? Like,
yeah, or
why
watch
would you get
TV,
rid of? Why
or
would
read a book or something? But
yeah.
They must. I don't know.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so they are captured by the demons, and then they're put into the bottles because they cannot do anything because the demons know everything about them. They know their weaknesses, so
right.
They kick their butts.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I do like this. I forget which demon this is.
I think that's Ghast.
And he looks really super happy. So
yeah,
that he's captured all of them.
I do like that they each have their own distinct look, all three of them.
Yeah, very distinct. So I just can't remember their names.
Well, they're weird names.
Yeah. Okay. Wonder Woman escapes. She doesn't know how, but she sees Green Lantern's ring, and and she starts freeing everybody. Green Lantern, right before she was hit by the demons, before they made her into a mist, he made her into a mist. I didn't know that Green Lantern could do that.
He can do pretty much anything he wants.
So,
as long as it's not to something yellow, he can do it.
His effects only last half an hour or an hour or so.
Oh, so she turned back.
Right, and then she escaped, and so she was able to get everybody else out.
Okay.
So, pretty clever.
Yeah. So they all get out, and they realize, wait a sec, the demons know how to beat us all. Mm-hmm. So Green Lantern uses the ring to make them all, each other, look like somebody else in the league.
Right.
And so they are themselves, but they look like another. And so they split up and attack the three demons and try to mimic the powers of the person they're impersonating.
Mm-hmm.
But then hit the demons with a whammy at the last minute with their own powers and throws them off. And so they beat them.
Yeah,
I had to abbreviate that because, geez, it's so complicated.
Yeah, and it's very, very well done, very nice. I enjoyed it. It is complex. So.
No surprise to anyone, John Jones uses super breath.
Yeah.
Man.
Both of them. The fake John Jones and the real John Jones.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not a very cool... I mean, X-ray vision, super cool. Breath,
Here's the thing. He has most of the powers of Superman and more. But he's also kind of boring as a character. And I think the reason they did this is, okay, what's a power that, yeah, Superman has, but he doesn't use that much?
Yeah.
And so they just play this one up a lot. Because you don't want to either render Superman redundant or be rendered redundant by Superman, which is easy to do because, it's already tough enough having Superman there.
Right. Yeah. And, oh, it's my turn to use X-ray vision. No, it's my turn.
Yeah.
You did it last time or something. No, one of them, I don't know who it was. The fake Aquaman makes a big monster, which is really cool, and sea monster.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I don't know, Superman or something, or Flash made a paper mache monster or something like that. But it's just really awesome and well done and fun, and I don't know, it's just really cool.
Right on.
Okay. Well, they send the demons back, and everything's cool, and they gotta explain to Snapper Carr.
So they already beat the Lord of Time, right? That's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they turned him into the authorities.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Okay. So the next story we're going to talk about, this is a little kind of a palate cleanser, I think. The Justice League have kind of a star guest appearance in Mystery in Space number 75. Cover dated May of 1962. Cover art penciled by Carmine Infantino and inked by Murphy Anderson. Now let's look at this. Oh, it's we got Kanjar and of course Adam Strange in battle on this cover.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the sequel to, I think, Justice League of America number 3 when they encountered Kanjar the first time.
Maybe so.
Something like that. But anyway, it's an early issue.
Yep. Yeah, 3.
Okay. So the story in this issue is called "The Planet That Came to a Standstill," written by Gardner Fox. Penciled by Carmine Infantino and inked by Murphy Anderson. And I'll tell you, I like Adam Strange as a character, but his stories are just boring. But this art is really nice, and it's really a breath of fresh air, from Mike Sikowski. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's a sad story, and I kind of like this because there's some sadness to it and all this. And the point at the very end is another complicated one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Man. All right. Sever Carson. I wonder what happened with the Slave Ship of Space people, and from issue number 3, and they're put on a planet and marooned there.
Yeah, it was Kanjar, Hiathus, and 2 other space villains.
Mm-hmm. So Kanjar figures out how to get off, but he leaves the other 3 people behind.
Because he's a jerk.
Yeah, and if he hadn't left them behind, he probably would have won.
Well, that's the hubris of supervillainy, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. This is establishing Kanjar as a recurring Justice League villain.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him. So
yeah, he looks like a milquetoast, but kind of creepy too. He's got bug eyes.
Yeah, like literally, he has compound eyes.
Yeah, and all right. So Adam Strange and what's his girlfriend, Elena?
Yeah,
is looking at the Aurora Borealis of Ron.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Adam Strange had trouble. He doesn't have to use a Zeta beam. He can stay on Ron, which is cool.
Yeah. Now, typically, if you don't know, he would travel at uncertain times between Earth and Ron via the Zeta beam, which he discovered by accident.
Mm-hmm.
But he would never know when it would come, and he wouldn't know how long he would get to stay on Ron.
Yeah.
Which is going to make life complicated on both planets for him.
Yeah.
At least he's got this lovely girl who,
really digs him. But,
yeah, I was going to say the very thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, really digs him. She is beautiful.
Yeah, she is. They're flying over, and all of a sudden they're zapped. They run on a they're paralyzed by the planet. Somebody's on there, so they're falling down. Elena's hair gets all messed up in her space helmet, and it's kind of cool looking. That'd be a major problem if you had long hair.
Yeah, it would.
Let's see what's going on.
You would think you would tie it up, though, and put it in something.
Put it in a ponytail for crying out loud, or wear a bathing cap.
Anyway.
So, they're falling, and Adam Strange they fall to a certain area, and it's, oh my God, we're gonna die because we're falling from outer space. But oh, it doesn't matter. It's only a quarter of a mile to the mountains. They fall in the mountains. After falling a quarter of a mile,
yeah,
and they're okay
because comics.
Yeah.
I love Adam Strange. He's this great Buck Rogers type of character.
I do like his outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're checking out, and there's some birdmen. Oh, I don't know where they're from.
Do they say dive?
Oh, I love that. I love that character.
I wish Brian Blessed was here.
Yeah, I wish he was here all the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he be a great butler or something? Hey, Brian, give us something. Dive! These cookies. Thanks, Brian.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, man, what a man who lives life.
Yeah.
And he's great.
He is like the Marvel Comics Hercules.
Ooh, he's been great.
Yeah. But he's also this like Shakespearean actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just great. And he was on Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. Probably everybody in England was on Doctor Who, but whether they're actors or not. So,
right.
So he's got these birdmen.
Kanjar does.
And Kanjar figures out that with 3 suns, he can get all the power that Superman had got, but 3 times that power. So he's showing off in front of Adam Strange, he's breaking steel girders and all that stuff, and he said that about Superman and pulverize him in the powder, but it's really a fake Superman. That's pretty cool. He knows how to defeat them all, and he's defeating them all.
I love when you see the villain create robot or android duplicates of the heroes, and then there's a scene of them destroying them.
Yeah,
that's always rad.
Right. Okay. Adam Strange is going out, and Elena wakes up, and she looks nice, and she follows him, and Adam Strange has got some kind of plan. He's going to stun, what is his name? Kanjar, and Elena sets off an alarm by accident. So Kanjar survives, and let's see, how does the JLA get into it?
It's a glorified guest appearance. It's really an Adam Strange story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. They escape by throwing disc at. They're captured in a chair, and that's held. What does it do? Oh, that makes them heavier, so they can't move.
Right.
So he knocks the switch off with these flying discs, and they escape. And Adam Strange goes to Earth and talks to Flash and all them, telling them what's going on. So JLA, or I think just Green Lantern maybe, goes to where the other 3 bad guys who were captured, and they talk to them, and they tell them that Kanjar escaped and left us behind. And they hope that he gets captured. I like that. All right, so what's going on now? So JLA comes, and they get their butt kicked by Kanjar
because he has all their powers now.
Yeah, without Superman. Superman's somewhere else.
Yeah, he couldn't get Superman's powers, but he has all their powers, which, okay, now he's a major threat to them because this establishes him not only as a recurring foe, but now he's got somebody who can really fight them.
Yeah. Adam Strange has the idea. Well, this is a weird idea. That if you have, say you're from Earth, so if you get hit by some Earth substance, if you're superpowered on another planet, and you get hit by an Earth subject, you're no longer superpowered, which is like kryptonite.
Yeah.
And they find dorite, and it's kind of, there's no, I don't know the science, but it doesn't sound logical.
I mean, it's comic book science. It's made up just to suit the plot.
Right.
It works within these made-up rules.
Yeah.
Which are so arbitrary anyway.
Right. Okay, so, but the dorite messes up Kanjar, and so JLA, yay, they're released. Unfortunately, Adam Strange is affected as well, so he cannot stay. on Ron, so he has to go back to the Zeta Beam visits, which is kind of sad. And so I was like, oh,
yeah.
And the girl is really sad about it, and we see her in her bed crying in her pillow, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing women cry. So
good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but okay,
that's pretty much it for this episode. Yeah. Comic Reflections is recorded in Portland, Oregon, and produced by Sean Roof. Until next time,
we'll see you in the funny pages.